everybody, Dennis from Cinema Buffs here, bringing you the first edition of my holiday movie reviews. Now, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and a movie that's a big staple in my family every Thanksgiving is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the classic buddy comedy from John Hughes. Now, much similar to Nate's Halloween movie reviews we got this past October, all these movies I'll be reviewing, I love them. I'm not going to give you our score of our standard 1 to 10 scale. Instead, this time around, we're going to be doing a 1 to 5 scale of the feel-good cheer. You know, what movie makes you get in that Christmas spirit or the holiday spirit, if you will. Now, earlier this year, I picked Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as my favorite buddy comedy of all time. And it still is. Nothing has changed. I mean, this movie has John Hughes, John Candy, and Steve Martin at the top of their game. I think that John Candy and Steve Martin are the perfect complement to each other. The way that these characters clash and mesh in this movie is just so well done. And I think that it has a great theme of acceptance and kind of getting over yourself and like what kind of standards you hold to people. Because when these guys first two meet in this movie, it's ugly. They couldn't be any more opposite, and they couldn't possibly stand to be with each other another minute. But because of all these circumstances, they're forced to, and it brings out great comedy, great moments. I mean, when Michael McKean pulls him over as the state trooper and the car's burnt half to crap, it's so funny. Not to mention the infamous car rental scene where Steve Martin drops 18 F-bombs in 60 seconds. And I think that's the key scene of this movie. You know, John Hughes fought for this scene. He went to the studio and he said he had to keep it in, even though the studio was begging him not to, because without that scene, this would be a PG movie. But because of the scene, this movie is R. He kept it in, and he said he didn't care if it was going to cut the box office by making it R. And it's actually the scene that drew Steve Martin in to accept the role. And I just think that this movie is a pure masterpiece from John Hughes, up there with Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just a near perfect film, and you got to thank Steve Martin and John Candy because of that. And this also is just this classic movie, can be watched over and over again. And in this movie, you go on this journey with Neal Page, Steve Martin's character, and how he changes from being this like strict businessman. Yes, his goal is to get home, so he does hold his family up to a high priority. But there's this moment where he has this great self-reflection saying he's spending too much time at work and he's not spending enough time at home. And I just think that this horrendous journey he goes through, being away from home, really shows him the value of it and the comfort and security that a good home can bring you. And he learns the lesson of that. Whereas with Del Griffith, John Candy's character, he's pretty much the same guy throughout the whole movie. But he's the guy who, kind of shows Steve Martin the light. And I think that this movie is well crafted. There's not a line of dialogue, a role, a side character, anything goes to waste in this movie. So to conclude it, yes, it's my favorite buddy comedy. Of course, I'm just going to gush and gush all over this movie. But because this movie has these kind of sad themes, like these moments of self-realization, I can't give it a full 5 on the feel-good scale. So I'm going to give this one a 4. It does put you in the holiday spirit and does give you cheer, but there are some deeper and sadder moments to this movie that, kind of just bring it down a little bit. Buffs. All right, so that's it for my review of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Just another classic movie that has to be enjoyed every year on Thanksgiving. What'd you guys think of the review? Why don't you go ahead and leave some comments down below. And don't forget to join our list of subscribers, because this holiday season, we're giving a special gift to our subscribers. We're going to be drawing one of your names out of the hat and giving you a $25 Amazon gift card. Help you out during this busy holiday shopping season. Be sure to join me next week when I continue these holiday movie reviews as I bring you my review of Home Alone, another classic that has to be enjoyed every December. So don't forget, there's no place like the theater.